this is gonna be a bit interesting. I have no idea if this is actually going to work or not. This is my first time attempting to multi-stream to both Twitch and YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that I'm already having some errors with it, but, oh well. It is what it is. You excited, Krista? You excited to be starting a new otome game?
It'll be great.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it was really good timing. Finished the last one when we did, and coming across the sale. Because, let's see, if I remember, for about 34 bucks, I think, I got 4 different otome games.
Yeah, that's right.
That, especially if these are good otome games, that's a fucking steal.
Especially with the art, because like if you don't have the right art, it's gonna be very hard to keep in the zone.
So obviously this is an otome game, as you know, a dating sim. And we have what I presume are our potential suitors on the splash screen here. Which one catches your eye? My guess is the man in the middle, if I'm not mistaken. I think you actually said that before. But
yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Something about the way he's positioned as well implies that he is the canonical choice. I'm not gonna lie, the redhead is kind of catching my eye a little bit. There's something about, I don't know if it's like his face, the hair, I don't know. Yeah. Well, let's get started. Actually, before I do that, there is something I want to check really freaking quick. I want to go into my YouTube channel and see if it's working. Let's find out. Oh my goodness, it actually is. Do that. There is something I want to check. Well, I'll be damned. It is actually streaming on Twitch. That is kind of wild. I mean, sorry, on YouTube. That is kind of wild. I don't think, though, that the chat is working properly, though, because I have attempted to merge the chats together, but I was getting an issue when I tried testing it prior to streaming. So you know what? I'm gonna send a little message in chat now just to test that. Yes, it's working. So theoretically, I should now be seeing messages from both sources. And frickin' tastic. Let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready, Krista? One moment. I'm just gonna mute myself for a sec. Sorry. The mister was asking me a question. You there, Krista? You seem to have gone silent, and I don't know if you can hear me. Earth to Krista. Hello, hello. Right. Always love some technical difficulties. Maybe she just popped away for a moment. Hello, Krista. Come in, Krista. Are you there? My partner in crime. Oh. It's typing. Hang on a minute. You can hear, but you've got no picture. Oh, here you go. Yeah. But I can't hear you. Like, I don't know if you're just not speaking at the moment, or if there's a issue with your audio because I can't actually hear you. Yay! Technical difficulties at the start of a stream! No surprises there. It's not one of my streams if there's not at least something wrong. But oh well. Oh well. Okay. Let's hear you. I am gonna get cracking with this while, and hopefully, Krista, you'll be able to. The word I'm looking for, illuminate as to why your audio is suddenly gone. Ooh, there is something I want to change in the config. There we go. Full screen that shit. I don't like playing games in windowed mode. I understand it though. Mr. Mac on Discord and said it's okay to you, but I'm not green. I don't have you muted or anything. Hello. I see you. There we go. I can hear you.
I had to like re-enter.
That's so good as long as you're here.
Mm.
Yay, yay, yay.
Mm.
Do you agree? Okay, so we need a name. And oh, I guess we'll read this first though. In a time of myths and legends, under the mandate of heaven. Are you still not getting picture?
No.
Oh, frick's sake! Give me one split second, my friend.
Okay.
Right now, you should be getting picture.
Oh, I see it now.
I'm just gonna go yes, because we completely missed that. So we're gonna go back to the title screen. Okay. Right. So you can see it all. That's cool. That's good. What about? Can you still see it if I do this? You still seeing it?
Yeah, I'm still seeing the menu.
Brilliant. Cool. Fiction, set in spring and autumn, period of country. Fictitious, although everyone will enjoy the story while taking into account it does not accurately represent any historical facts. Stories of gods and ghosts is taken from legends of old. Yep. Cool.
Over their ass.
In a time of myths and legends, under the mandate of heaven, King Wu overthrew the corrupt King Yu and started the Zhao dynasty of peace and prosperity. The good king secretly created the golden script to communicate with the gods and the demons. He took a sacred vow with the heaven. I'm going to read this faster. Right towards government become one virtue. Using the golden script, he carved this vow into a large bronze vessel. What's just happened? It's frozen on me.
I'm getting war times from this from the last game.
Yeah. Using the golden script, he carved this vow into a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. He made a vow, okay, that his government would be one of virtue. The vow and the ding were passed down through the generations of kings until it came into the hands of the corrupt King Ping, who broke the vow and lost the ding. Wow, those words sound way too familiar. Into the hands of the corrupt King Ping, who broke the vow and lost the ding.
It's like you're singing.
I did not take that as seriously as I should have.
I wouldn't either.
The secret existence of the golden script then came, one moment, there we go, to light. Oh, I missed it. Okay, so, what are we naming ourselves?
I have no idea. Maybe Yuna?
Oh, I like Yuna. Abso-frickin-lutely. Oh, so this is a nickname, and this is our actual name?
I guess so.
She... Nayu. Yeah, will do.
Hmm.
Ooh, it begins!
Yeah.
Falls on the shoulders of a young girl. She is fated to ascend the throne of... Yeah? And fulfill the long-standing wish. Food child.
Lovely, lovely. Yeah, I think the first two are my taste.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're all good looking. But, oh, is that a ding, perhaps?
Guess we'll find out.
Is the
He's
music too
okay.
loud? I feel like the music might be a bit
Yeah,
too
I
loud.
had to put the string music down for me.
Yeah, the music is very loud right now. Jeepers. Okay, I'm glad I turned it down.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of baby faces when it comes to my love interests.
I don't think any of them have baby face. There's one that is a little bit close, but I don't actually think any of them have baby faces in my opinion.
Or it just looks more younger for the.
You're talking about
let's
the
just say
blonde
younger.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He looks too young, too underage for me. Kind of this.
Now, interesting, because this is narrator voice. Okay. Or is it not? I don't know. The darkening skies that foretell the coming of impending rain feel suffocating. An island shrouded in mist stands in the middle of Lake Tai. At the heart of this island, on an altar, stand two banners with faded golden lines. Around them stand a group of motionless priestesses on ground that has been tainted red with blood. Ooh, ominous. Massacred priestesses and... Oh, it must be the ding. Before a large rectangle bronze ding, the head priest and head priestess lead a liturgical procession headed by my royal father, Helu, and all members of his household, including my brothers and I. Everyone here is well aware that this autumn's offering ceremony is anything but usual. Ooh, executing a dragon god? We will soon be executing the dragon god that our country has worshipped for generations. Uchai, my third brother, who is standing next to me, keeps shivering with fear. Even though he is a year older than me, his lack of courage is alarming. I clench the jade fish oh, so that's what it is. It's a jade fish amulet that Yi Guang lent me for protection as I steel myself. Shi Yi Guang, the son of the head priest and priestess, is currently east of Lake Tai on Tiger Hill, tending to the magical array that is set up there to seal the god. So Shi Yu Guang is the son of the two people that we just saw, who are the head priest and priestess.
Oh.
If we fail to execute the dragon god here, we will be able to seal him on Tiger Hill. The Shi family does indeed live up to their reputation for being the most formidable priest and priestess in the... I don't know how to say that. Kingdom. It's weird.
Yeah, I would have a clue.
My father, the king, takes the incense from the head priest and bows reverently to the sacred ding. Even though we are far away from Tiger Hill, We can see the smoke rising from its fiery beacon, a sign that Yi Guang is ready to seal off the god. There is no way for my father to withdraw from this battle.
龙神只能辅助，今日一事，关乎吴国社稷，寡人不能败。
The dragon god needs to die. We cannot afford to fail, for if we do, he will obliterate the kingdom of... I can't. Of Nga.
It's a bit weird to get was it to execute a god if you worship it? It doesn't sound like sense.
Yeah, well, I guess they don't. Or maybe they want to break away from being under the thumb of a god, even though the god is probably, I don't know, yeah. Maybe we didn't read enough of of the pretext.
Hmm.
A sense of revolution can be seen in my father's expression. I take a deep breath, only to have my senses assaulted by the stench of rotten fish, which makes it hard to breathe. The putrid soil, withered reeds, and the smell of blood. Pull yourself together, Nayu. You are, after all, the royal princess of Ning, I tell myself. Although Yi Guang and I are both 14 years old, he is already shouldering so much responsibilities, while I still have so much room to improve. The autumn offering ritual is beginning. Harry! Oh my gosh, a raid! What are you doing? Are you crazy? Bringing your viewers here? It's good to see you, Zajan. You're just in time, actually. Very good timing. We have just started a new otome game. And we're, like, seriously, we're only just at the beginning of it before the shit starts getting good. Hello, Kyolky Fox. Hikare. Nice. Aww. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that alert is so old. Sorry, thank you. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Guys, I have to just point this out, right? Look at this. Look at this art. This is beautiful. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Let me declare, wait.
Well, it is. It's gorgeous. Another one.
I know, it's beautiful.
Thank you for the follow, Silver. It was about to end and they redeem. Wait, what did they redeem on you? I haven't uploaded yet. Oh, okay. Guys, if things are a bit messy today, it could be because, like, I don't know, like if we find out things are broken, it could be because I'm attempting to multi-stream right now for the first time. Be wary of Silver Jezebel, this person, she's sus incarnate. Into hot men always. Into hot men, you say. Well, Silver, you have come to the right place. Let me tell you, Silver, that every Saturday at this time, me and my good friend Krista here, Krista, you're welcome to say hello.
Hello.
Me and my good friend Krista here play otome games. And for anyone who might not be familiar with otome games are reverse harem visual novel games aimed at young women. So, like I said before, if you like hot men, well, you've come to the right place. At least on Saturdays. Also, look at Zajan calling you out, Silver. I'm sure you're gonna be a delight. What did they redeem, though, Zajan? You said earlier that they redeemed something. Like, what on earth did they redeem? The priestesses start their ritual chants. Like the smoke from a burning incense, the sound of the chanting drifts away on the wind towards the lake. Oh, right, LDS, Love in Deep Space. Right. They always say. I'll have to take your word for that now. You know what? Jury's out. they are innocent until proven guilty. But if you say they're sus, well then obviously they're sus to you. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit excited to be streaming again tonight. Oh. Nah, are you Silver? I am not sus. I believe it, Fox. Belle is the queen of being sus. Do you stream? Okay. Silver. Do you prefer Silver or Jezebel? So Kyoki and Silver, do you guys stream as well? Or do you just harass Zajan? You can call me anything. All of them are streamers. Hey! Streamer squad! Let's go! What have you guys been streaming lately? Cool. I've met a couple friends through streaming. It's actually really cool. Like, that's one element that I really enjoy about streaming, is just making friends through it. Gachas mostly lately. Ah, okay. Speaking of gachas, on the topic of gachas, have you played Infinity Nikki? So I've technically played Genshin Impact, but not enough that I would really say that I've actually played it. But Infinity Nikki was a game I tried out recently, and that's technically a gacha, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's some chaos. You mostly play shooter games? What are you playing? My partner has been really into playing Delta Force lately, and right before that, he was into playing Marvel Rivals. I played like maybe literally only twice. I played Marvel Rivals like twice. And I refused to play anything else other than Jeff the Land Shark, because I love Jeff. He's the greatest thing in that game. Fight me if you dare. Like, I will argue that with anyone. I tried it. I rotate my games. Nice, nice. That's always good to do that. See, I'm the opposite. When I stream, like, okay, I feel like this is where what I play and what I stream sort of misalign, right? Because I will get like heavily, because when it comes to gaming, I mostly follow my whims. And I will stream, or not stream, I will play whatever I want, and I'll probably play it solid for like a week or two. But then when it comes to streaming, it's the opposite, and I actually want to commit to playing a game. Yeah, I'm not explaining that very well, but yeah, like I was trying to get into playing Baldur's Gate 3 because I really want to play and finish that properly for once. But yeah, it's been hard to stick to that, especially since again there are other things I want to play. Played Valorant, Battle Royale games, and Marvel Rival. Nice, nice. Yeah. Valorant and Marvel Rival would both fall into Battle Royale games, wouldn't they? Liege 3 I haven't finished the playthrough either. Hey! I'm glad it's not just me. Oh my gosh, so I got BG3 when it first came out, and I remember that so this was before even they did the very first patch. Before they did the very first patch, I got all the way through to, was partway through Act 3. So I was really close to finishing the game. You know, maybe 10 hours away still. But, because, you know, that's how big the game is. But still, I was halfway through Act 3, so I was close. And then they did the patch update. And it messed with my fucking save. So I had to restart it all over again, and I have not been that close to finishing it since. And I've probably restarted it multiple times. There's like 2 people that I've tried playing co-op with it, and I've never stuck to it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna stream it, and maybe this time I will actually finally frickin' finish it eventually. Valor and Marvel more 5v5 and 6v6. Oh, okay. Oh, that's true. That's true, because you play in teams, whereas a Battle Royale, technically, you're like everyone versus everyone, right? The itch to restart is always there. It is. You get it. You get it. What are those more Apex Legend and Fortnite? Yeah. Where it's kind of every man for themselves. So, really quick context on what's going on here. You've got basically this old ancient kingdom, and there's a ceremony happening which happens once a year in autumn, except this time, this ceremony is different because they're gonna try and trap the dragon god or whatever that they're making an offering to. Well, actually, they're gonna try and kill it, but if they can't kill it, they're gonna try and seal it. Anyway, so that is what's happening here. You have a bunch of, you can't see it because they haven't drawn it, but you have a bunch of dead priestesses on the ground. You have the head priestess and priest up there leading the ceremony. You've got the royal family, which our main character is part of. She is the princess, because of course she is. And that about brings you up to speed, I think. The head priest and priestess start dancing to the chants. Their long sleeves trail gracefully behind them, like the wings of a white crane taking flight, or the fins of a fish in water. This is my first time seeing the sacred, transcending fish dance. I am entranced. Uchai gently tugs at my sleeve to make me realize that our two older brothers have already walked forwards to reached into the ding and are now placing something onto their lips. Ooh, it's blood. They're putting blood on their lips? That is not hygienic. Do not try this out. Sorry. I'm serious. Staring at the red, vicious liquid in the bronze ding, I feel a sense of dreaded apprehension in the pit of my stomach. I quickly touch some of the blood to my lips. That strange, greasy feeling still lingers on my fingertips. We summon the power of heaven to slay the dragon god. Oh, I couldn't read all of it, damn it! Together with the crowd, I start to chant the words of our vow with a troubled heart. Slaying a god. What an insane notion! As we chant, bits of golden light float out of my father's body to merge with the golden beam of light that is emanated from the center of the bronze ding. This is different. They've actually added the golden glow. Looking at myself and my three older brothers, it seems that we are in the same transcendental state as our father. As the head priest and priestess dance, the banners start to flutter in the wind. The golden beam pierces the dark clouds, breaking them apart to reveal a clear, bright autumn sky. Ooh, ooh, ooh. A black arrow flies through the sky and lands at my father's feet. Ooh! Over 100 black-robed priests surround the altar. The one who appears to be leading them is the previous head priest, Mage Xian. Didn't he defect to another country many years ago?
无耻河驴，竟敢背叛历代巫王和龙神结下的神盟！
So, question, do we turn the voice acting on or off? I remember we turned it off last time because we planned to, you know, read it out ourselves. I think I might do that, maybe? I don't, yeah.
We can give it a go. We can, like, see what it sounds like and see if we, you know, see how it goes.
Yeah.
See how attractive everybody sounds like.
Right, we gotta hear the voices at least for the romanceable options.
Exactly, yes.
Let's see. You're shameless, Hilu! How dare you betray the dragon god and break the sacred vow that your ancestors have kept with him?
既无成仁德通天道，岂可再去从此等鬼神妖物？
My ancestors and I have been following the righteous way of heaven when the dragon god deceived us. How can we submit to such a demonic monster any longer? Oh. Without any hesitation, my father draws out his sword. At the altar, the black and white figures intertwine in chaos to create a third color. Red.
Ooh. I do love that color.
Red is a nice color, not gonna lie. Just maybe, yeah, you know.
Ooh, this is a nice
one,
line.
Young priestesses stopped calling to the men in the black robes. The beautiful faces and supple bodies. I really hate that combination of words.
Yeah.
Supple bodies. Oh god. Ugh. Yikes. Ugh, I gave myself the creeps just saying that. Their beautiful faces and supple bodies breaking into pieces of meat. As blood flows like water into the lake, I can hear rumbling sounds coming from all four corners of the lake, like that of a monster leaping out of water. Ooh! They've actually got the...
Ooh. Oh, that's gorgeous.
This is the first time that I've ever laid eyes on the dragon god. This gigantic, white creature is beautiful, yet terrifying. I stand motionlessly, unable to take my gaze off the creature. As I stand before this absolute power, I feel so insignificant, it feels like an offense. I am caught off guard when the head priestess pulls me away and into the bosoms of my older brothers before calling forth her magical swords of water. They miss me by the skin of my teeth as I fly towards the dragon god and pierce him. Mage Xian shoots us a malicious glare.
今日，就让你们见识见识真正的神威。
Today, you will taste the divine power of the dragon god. I wish I could, like, adjust my voice better, you know, like, well, basically just voice act better.
But it's fun to just, like, try everything out and just
It is. I have fun reading these.
Yeah.
He gives a long whistle, summoning tall columns of muddy water from the lake. In an instant, they rush at the head priest and my brothers, and all who are there to safeguard us. Wow, look at this! Mage Xian! My father gives a roar of anguish that I could not do that line well, oh well. My father gives a roar of anguish that resounds in all directions, as the phrase, "We failed to kill the dragon god," shrills repeatedly in my ears.
河驴，你的子嗣巨王，你死之前就好好品味品味这等绝望的滋味
It
吧。
is. Helu, your sons are all dead. Enjoy this taste of despair and defeat before you die.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Oh,
whoa. The dead bodies of my brothers are suspended by columns of brackish water. A severed pinky lands at my feet. Which of my brothers did this belong to? I cannot endure it anymore and throw up on the ground. Fair enough, fair reaction. Trying hard to contain her grief, the head priestess calls forth an ice blade that pierces through the sacred ding. Ooh. In my state of semi-consciousness, I hear her call out,
请领魂，为我令，转
Spirit
战
of the
为锋。
ding, obey me. Capture the dragon. Bright, white light emits out from the belly of the ding and transforms into a oh, it's the tiger and the dragon again. I need to stop interrupting myself. And transforms into a large, ferocious tiger. It pins down the head of the dragon inside the vessel and shatters it into tiny pieces. That terrifying dragon, like a dying fish, lies on the altar, twitching weakly and helplessly. Its colossal body quickly disintegrates, giving off the strong stink of rotten fish.
神君!
My sovereign god! And she did. Yeah. Saw that coming. All of a sudden, Mage Xian stabs a short blade into the back of the head priestess, and with that, the white tiger suddenly disappears. I stare mindlessly at the sacred dame as it gives off its last bit of golden light before absorbing the body of the dragon inside of it. Mage Xian, like a madman, pounces towards it. Behind Mage Xian, my father cuts his head off cleanly with a blow of his sword. Before my eyes, fresh red blood trails from the severed head as it lets out a hideous laugh. Severed heads aren't meant to laugh. Severed heads are not meant to laugh.
They're only supposed to blink.
必将众叛亲离，今日之恨，必将千百倍还至你身。
He says evil, but he sounds demonic.
Yeah. The descendants of the betrayer will be cast out. This evil deed that you have done today will be avenged 1,000 times over.
国破家亡，
Your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will be turned to ash. What?
Oh, okay.
Saying this, Mage Xian's head explodes. Droplets of his blood turn to blades as they fly at me. My mind goes blank. The blades of blood fall short, less than a few inches away, as I unconsciously clutch the amulet with only one name on my lips. Ooh. Yi Guang. And thus the prologue concludes. Liege. My liege. Is he... Ah. Jin Feng, is that you?
少君，您刚刚一直在呓语。
My liege, you were talking in your sleep again. Wait, are you telling me that was a dream? Are they seriously gonna do the whole "this was a dream" thing? Hello,
Nah, I'm
Nikki.
sure it did happen. She probably just dreams the whole like event happening over and over and over again.
Yeah, maybe.
It probably did happen.
Welcome in, Yuki. How's it going? We are very excitedly starting a new otome game today. We've just finished the prologue, which we are about to find out if it was a bloody dream or not. Literally bloody. It was a very bloody event. I'll spare you the details. The sacred seal that is on my chest is hurting terribly again. It hurts to the point where I can't even cry out. With trembling hands, I search for the thing that I need so desperately. Where is it? Where could it be?
少君，鱼在这里。
My liege, the jade fish is over there. Doing okay, and this looks nice, I think. Agreed. Maybe not contextually nice, but visually very beautiful. Yeah, I really like the art, and I'm hoping that I'll like the story just as much. We're certainly off to a strong start with the story, I'll give it that. Mind you, if you're gonna make a visual novel of any kind, your story should have a strong start. Yeah. Phew. I press the amulet to my chest as its icy coldness slowly eases the pain until it completely fades away. The pain is now replaced by a feeling of intense abhorrence. This vile sacred seal on my chest is proof of my detestable connection to the dragon god. Is it? How so? Interesting. Even now, that monster sealed up on Tiger Hill The vow that puts me in this situation is yet to be broken. This torturous pain that flares up whenever and wherever has caused me a lot of misery.
还未到5更。
The fifth watch has yet to arrive. When my loyal guard sees my pale and exhausted expression, he gently continues to wipe away my cold sweat. Although he and I are long used to these situations, what feels really out of place is the dream that I just had. It felt so real. We just dreamt about the incident that happened 5 years ago.
Knew it.
我在这里陪着你。
I'm here with you. That's an odd response to what she just said, but okay. I give a bitter laugh. Jinfeng's loyalty is unquestionable, but we both know that this burden is mine alone. There. Jinfeng, do you think that there is a problem with the seal? Could that be why the former king and our older siblings have entered our dreams, urging us to break the sacred vow as soon as possible? Interesting.
只是因为先王忌日将近。
The only reason why you're having this dream is because the death anniversary of the former king is drawing nearer. Is that so?
施家咒力强大，余玉尚且能用，何况是凝结全族心血的
Just
封
take the
神阵。
jade fish, for example. If the amulet made by the Shi clan is still effective against the sacred seal on your chest, then should not the seal that was made with the blood, sweat, and tears of the entire clan be even more effective? Weird. There's something I'm not understanding about this. The jade fish, which is the thing that she was sort of desperate to cling on to because of the pain or whatever, caused by the vow. If the amulet made by the Shi clan is still effective against the sacred seal, then should not the seal that was made with the blood... Blood, sweat, and tears. Flesh and blood is more like it. Now, help us bathe and change our clothes. Does she mean me? Like, I wonder if that's a bit of a translation error, where it says, help us bathe and change our clothes. I feel like it's a translation error that should read, now help me bathe and change my clothes.
少君，昨日之事。
Yeah, I think you're right.
My Liege, I think it might be better for you to take a break today, as you were quite distressed by what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? Are you saying that I am unable to handle that pesky envoy from Qi?
陈峰不敢。
Jinfeng would not dare. Change my clothes. Jinfeng assists me as I walk up to the throne. Luckily, the curtains are closed so no one can see how helpless their king is. Prime Minister, tell us, what is on today's agenda? Prime Minister?
启禀大王，武相国今日并未上朝。
Your Majesty, Prime Minister Wu is not on court today. Is he ill? Oh, come on, just draw him some basic eyes,
Where are your
please.
eyes? No eyes.
Oh. Yesterday, Prime Minister Wu was full of vigor as he debated with me. What kind of illness could he possibly have today? Then, does Minister Bo know the reason for the Prime Minister's absence? This, I do not know. Other than the death anniversary of his father and brothers, Wu Shishu has never missed a day of court. Zishu. He comes in early every day to organize his reports and document. That is why the other ministers have taken to calling him Prime Minister of the Fourth Watch behind his back. Now, it is already near the end of the Fifth Watch. I look towards Jinfeng. He nods his head in acknowledgement and quietly takes his leave, If you can lose your prime minister in your kingdom's capital, then it is no wonder why you can't find our low-ranking officer. How dare you intrude on the court of... Yeah. Actually, yes, the face is identical.
Yeah.
Well, I give them a pass. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but dang, their eyes.
I know. It was your king who had agreed to let me search for my kingdom's missing officer in Gusu City. Your Majesty, isn't your court within Gusu City? Well, aren't you eloquent? We understand that you have your duties to carry out, and that is why we have already sent our guards to search outside the city and the surrounding villages. So please do not worry. Your Majesty, you're only saying that to dismiss me. Our archival officer obviously encountered some evil happenstance when he passed Tiger Hill. So, why will you not let me search for him up there? The grave of our former king of Wu is up on Tiger Hill. How can we let an outsider like you disturb it? How would he have encountered bandits if that is such an important place to your kingdom? Stop being so persistent and mind your manners. I'm afraid that it was the kingdom of Wu who drew first blood. It is my sincerest wish that the kingdom of Wu and Kui become close allies, and that is why I approached your Majesty on the topic of marriage. I think I might turn voices off after all.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a little something else. Ooh. Can you still see it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Give me one moment. I'm just reorganizing my screens a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. And now, Your Majesty is hindering our search to save lives by brushing us off with excuses. How can we possibly ally ourselves with the kingdom of The envoy of Kui has been repeatedly rude to Your Majesty and to the kingdom of Nge. How long is Your Majesty going to endure this mistreatment? Gongsan Yi, are you threatening us? I would not dare. I hope that you understand I am still very anxious. We also hope that you understand that when the envoys of Qi were granted an audience, we had no knowledge of the aforementioned archival officer. I need to smooth this a little bit. There we go. And now, you would slight your kingdom's ally just to look for someone as insignificant as him? We have treated you and your men as distinguished guests, fed you the same food as we eat, and have even ignored the fact that you have intruded on our court. Yet you scorn and humiliate us in front of all our ministers and officers. How dare you, Gongsan Yi? Before I can finish my sentence, everyone in the room has their hands on the hilt of the swords. Gongsan Yi and his men take a few steps back in alarm. Gongsan Yi recollects himself and bows to me with a hand-on-hand salute. I wonder what that means. Oh, I know what it means. Can you picture it? Do you know what it means by a hand-on-hand salute?
No, I don't.
So imagine you've got one hand up to your chest, and you've got another. So it's at chest height. It's held out in front of you. You've got another one, and then you sort of bow your head to your hand a little bit.
Oh.
Can you
Oh, yeah, I
picture
can
it?
picture that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is the type of salute it's meant to be. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It is I, the foreign envoy, who was rude. The missing officer is a family friend, so I hope your majesty would be gracious enough to forgive me for taking things too far. Besides, if I were to fail in the mission that my liege has given to me, of joining our two kingdoms through marriage, then I would be grateful for the death sentence you would order on me for being discourteous to you. Fine. It is only natural that your heart would be troubled when such situations arise. Just when the ministers are about to protest in anger, I raise my hand to stop them. It is pointless to allow this argument to become personal, and for us to become the laughingstock of the kingdom. Mr. Gongsu, in admiration of your loyalty, we will let you off this one time. But next time, we hope that you will be more discerning over what is more important. Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Actually, it is not that we are unwilling to marry your kingdom's princess, nor are we trying to make things difficult for you. It has yet to be 3 years since the former king died, and we had hoped to review the marriage proposal after his approaching death anniversary. Please rest at the guest house for the next 2 days while we personally go to Tiger Hill to find your missing officer. Since your majesty has made this promise with me, I will wait for your good news. But if, in 2 days' time, you are still unable to find my missing officer, I will have to go to Tiger Hill personally to look for him myself. Men, send Mr. Gongsun back to the guest house and attend to his every need. I heave a sigh of relief as I see Gong Sun Yi leave. Body crumbles involuntarily where I sit. A pair of familiar hands steady me. The calm voice drifts to my ears. Before the court was called in session, an attendant in white paid a visit to the Prime Minister. After that, the Prime Minister was rushed out of the city. In white? Could it be someone from the temple on Tiger Hill? The Prime Minister had indeed headed north. The envoy of Qi to cause such an uproar over such a lowly official. We are afraid that there is more than meets the eye to this simple diplomatic relationship. Chen Fang, bring us back to our chamber to change our clothes. We want to look for the Prime Minister personally. Understood. My throat is not playing nice tonight.
No, do you want me to take over?
If you can take over Chen Fang, that'll be good.
Sure, okay. My liege, your clothes are soaked in sweat. Please rest in the palace instead.
Bravo, bravo.
If our clothes are wet, then all we need to do is change into dry ones.
It's alright, I got for chai.
Okay, cool.
Why did he seem a little perplexed by that or confused?
No idea.
Help us change. Why does she keep saying help us change our clothes?
Don't know.
But there was an earlier line where it said me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh? Our first I don't know what you called it. Anyway. Look
Collarbones?
at that though. No. I meant like not splash screen, but like like cutscene art, I guess.
Yeah. The flower looks like it has eyes.
Yeah, actually, it does. Interesting. I spread my arms in front of the mirror to reveal a pale, thin body, with hard lines and scars from years of practicing martial arts. Really? I don't see any. Do you see any?
No.
Yet, I have the soft breasts of a woman. Okay. I like her face. It's not, and I like her. She's not very Mary. She's not so Mary Sue as a lot of otome female protagonists are.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
She has the face of someone who is stern, of someone who needs to be tough, of yeah.
She looks androgynous or like
Androgynous. Androgynous.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does, absolutely. You could disguise her as a male or a female, and she could pass either way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Look.
This
body has
has
long been
food.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I got fuchai, remember?
Oh, okay. Sweet.
This body has long been ruined beyond recognition. There isn't an ounce of womanly features left. I am neither a princess nor a king. I am a monster.
Oh, we're going down this route.
Apparently.
It is only because the kingdom of Ning, and I can't say it, Ning has liege that we continue to exist.
Let's agree on a way to say that. Shall we just say Ngi?
Ngi? Yeah.
Ngi, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna go with Ngi. Is that so? Then why do I have to be humiliated like I was today? Keep wasting my energy on Gong Sun Yi. Only a man can continue the family name. As long as I keep pretending to be a man, the kingdom of Ngi can continue on for generations to come. Any other kingdoms would not dare trample on mine.
My liege, as the king you are not inferior to any man on earth.
Maybe so. But people are superficial and would rather have a monster than a woman as their king. So she's disguising herself. Interesting.
Doing a Mulan.
Yeah, that is hella interesting. I didn't realize it was gonna be that kind of story. Love it though.
My liege, why do you despise yourself so?
Myself? I no longer have a sense of self. Perhaps we will need to take a wife and have sons in a few months' time. Feng, do you think that the sacred seal on my chest has changed a bit of its color?
I've never looked carefully at it.
Smart lad.
Yeah.
Considering where it is.
In some traditions, you would be shot or stabbed.
No, she obviously trusts him very well.
I know, but like in other context.
Yeah. There we go. Forget it. Once it turns completely black, our death will be imminent. Oh, we're on a timer. Oh my gosh. Okay.
These envoys have already acquired a few sacred artifacts from their various places. Soon we'll be able to break the sacred vow.
Those are fakes. Just like us.
Your Majesty?
Thank you. What is it?
The Prime Minister has sent you a message.
Feng quickly steps out of the room, only to return with a tightly rolled up piece of cloth. Read.
There's a change at the temple. Come quickly to Tiger Hill.
Prime Minister has good foresight. He knew that we would go to search for him.
Please be cautious, my liege, and send me to see the Prime Minister in your stead.
This is urgent. Prepare the carriage. So we're going to Tiger Hill.
Mm.
The late coming spring grows grasses and trees lusciously green. Overhead, the orioles sing, while winsome villagers tender shoot spring. I cannot admire this beautiful scenery before me. Even though Chen Feng did not prevent me from leaving the palace, I take a revitalizing pill just to be safe. The bitter taste that fills my mouth serves as a constant reminder that I need to protect this broken body. Suddenly, Chen Feng clutches the hilt of his sword. What is wrong?
There are soldiers surrounding the caretaker's hut.
Let's take a look. Your Majesty!
Your Majesty!
You put so much more oomph into it than I do. I love it. Has something happened over here?
Oh, do you want me to say it?
Oh, you were reading it before, so...
Oh, okay. With no eyes. Okay. Prime Minister Wu has ordered us to watch over the prisoner here in the caretaker's hut. He's expected of murder.
Murder! Dun dun dun! Interesting. Murder? Murder means that someone is dead. For Wu Zishu to be anxious, could the victim be the missing archival officer from the Kingdom of Qi? Or... As I push aside the soldier to go into the caretaker's hut, I hear a loud cry come from within. Who is it?
Who is it?
I got it.
Okay.
Hearing the familiar voice, my mind, foggy from the medication, suddenly becomes clear. Cannot go in as the King of Qi.
The Prime Minister has ordered that prisoner not to be allowed to talk to anyone.
Aren't you someone then, Mr. Soldier?
Shut up!
Whoever this person is, they got a bit of sass. I hear the muffled sound of a heavy force hitting soft flesh. Stop! Everything goes silent inside the house. Although I do not want to rush head first into things, I cannot sit idly by and do nothing, right? Until we have all the details, no one is to treat the suspect so harshly.
Understood.
The sound of galloping horses grows louder and louder behind me. Oh, it's him!
Oh.
I turn around to see a pair of fierce, majestic eyes looking right at me. A white-haired man reins in his horse and looks down at me from his back. Prime Minister! Wu Zishu greets me casually with a hand-on-hand salute. He takes a slanted, sidelong glance at the crude stone house where Gao Xian is being held. Do you want to do him?
Okay. Is this the appropriate time for you to concern yourself with that vicious ingrate, my liege?
Nicely done. You heard us. Gao Xian is the king of Yue, after all. Let's not go overboard.
He lost the war singing and entered our kingdom as a slave. He should be treated like one.
Wu Zishu hardens his expression and throws me unceremoniously onto the back of his horse. Prime Minister?
King Feng, follow me.
Wu Zishu starts out in a gallop as he heads to the temple at the top of the hill. He stretches out his thick arms to hold me firmly by the waist without the slightest intention of slowing down. Although he has always done as he likes, he would never let me come to any harm. I secretly let out a sigh as I lay my body up against his. The faint, disgusting stink of rotten fish wafts by. I notice then that Wu Zishu's hand is stained with dry blood. Are you hurt?
This is the blood of the head priest.
Is that the reason why you left the city at dawn today?
The head priest sent word to me that men dressed in black had snuck into the Forbidden Temple. I needed to rush in, did not have time to inform you, my liege.
Men dressed in black? Could it be...
Yeah, the survivors of the followers, once led by Mage Shuang. 5 years ago, the former king and I exterminated all the followers of the dragon god Ning. It had been a long while since I have last heard of any of them. Since they had the audacity to enter the Forbidden Temple on Tiger Hill, they probably came for the dragon god who was sealed there.
How did the intruders get past the guards on Tiger Hill and into the Forbidden Temple? What did the head priest say?
I'm still investigating it. The head priest is injured.
I feel a sharp pain in my chest as I recall the aftermath of the failed attempt to execute the dragon god, as well as the nightmare that I had this morning. The smell of blood is getting stronger as we get closer to the temple. Lying in front of the temple gates next to some trees are 2 corpses covered in hay. Qin Feng parts the hay to look underneath it. One of the men is dressed all in black, and the other is just another warrior. The tattoos on the face of the man in black look almost identical to the sacred seal on my chest. Oh, it's him!
Ew, you voice him.
Yeah. My liege. An elegant and delicate-looking youth steps out of the temple. It is the head priest, Zheng Dan. The linen that is wrapped around his waist shows traces of blood. He notices the direction of my gaze. It is nothing serious. I am sorry to have worried you, my liege. Where is the centurion who was on duty last night? We need to punish him for neglecting his duties. It would have been difficult for the guards to suspect a thing. The invaders were followers of the dragon god. They came in the middle of the night in a group and used magic to infiltrate Tiger Hill. A group? There were 3 of them. I heard a scream before dawn broke, and fearing that some kind of evil was afoot, went out to investigate for myself. It was then that I saw 3 men dressed in black assaulting a teenager and a warrior. Was it the warrior lying over there? Yes, that warrior had been fatally wounded while trying to protect the teenager. Hearing the commotion, the invaders attempted to escape, but I stopped them. Even if you can use magic, the odds of winning 3 against 1, especially with hostages to consider, are not good. You have a point, my liege, but at that time, I wasn't thinking clearly. It was only after I had killed one of them that I discovered who they were. I wanted to leave one alive, but they managed to find an opening. The other 2 took the teenager and escaped.
The head priest said the 2 who escaped were injured. I have already sent people to track them down.
Prime Minister Wu is very shrewd. I do not want to disturb my liege with such sanguinary matters, and so I approached him instead. I was surprised when he told me about the missing archival officer from Qi.
The warrior's clothing is different from that of the Ning armies. I believe the kidnapped teenager is the missing officer, and this warrior was his bodyguard.
Ooh. I carefully examined the warrior's armor to find that it is as Wu Zishu says. I have to admit, his powers of observation and deduction are very keen. These people must be the villains that Gong Sun Yi spoke of. Leaving aside the reason why they would kidnap someone from Qi, if they are trying to infiltrate the Forbidden Temple, they must be attempting to undo the spell that has sealed the dragon god. I searched around the mausoleum and found nothing suspicious. We would feel better if we could see it for ourselves. Prime Minister, we want you to chase down the 2 intruders and rescue the archival officer.
I will personally go and find him.
Qin Feng, we want you to help the Prime Minister.
Understood.
Minister, when you get back, we would like more details on why you think the King of Yue murdered someone.
Understood.
There was a clear pond behind my royal father, He Lu's, dedicated hall. Beside the pond is the entrance to where the dragon god is sealed. Looking at the sacred seal engraved on the stone tablets surrounding the pond, I involuntarily clutched the claws covering my chest. This beautiful and magnificent pattern depicts the endless, dark abyss that swallowed up the countless souls of these kings. I too am one step away from that abyss. No signs that anyone has entered the sword pond. It takes the two of us to open it, after all. So even if the invaders had come here, they would not have been able to get in. We know that you have always been a cautious person, and so we are not just worried about what happened outside of the sword pond, but also over the chief culprit who was locked up inside. I agree. I humbly ask, my liege, to please offer some of your blood. I make a small cut on my finger with a dagger and press the bloody tip against the seal engraved at the entrance. The same seal at the bottom of the pond starts to give off a faint red light. Zhang Dan casts a spell that magically drains the pond. When the seal turns completely red, the bottom of the stone pond transforms into two doors that slide apart to reveal a flight of steps leading downwards. I take a deep breath and smell the faint stink of rotten. I am unsure if the smell is coming from the outside the temple or from my memory of that terrible experience that happened 5 years ago. We follow the steps down and enter a spacious hall at the bottom. This is a naturally formed cave. In the middle is an altar that was carved out of the cave itself. The walls are covered with spells that glow a faint fluorescent blue. 3,000 sacred swords that give off a cold blue light are staked into the ground around the altar in a tight formation. 3,000? 3,000 swords? No way! That does not look like 3,000 swords.
Well, they can't fit that on one page.
I know, that's my point. In the middle of the altar,
it's like a birthday cake. They can't get that many candles on one cake if they're 150.
A good example.
Yeah.
That is actually hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the altar sits a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. This brings to mind the nightmare from earlier on. It makes the image of the dragon having its head crushed in the square vessel seem all too real. Ever since the dragon god was sealed here 5 years ago, its resentment and hatred has infected the atmosphere to a great extent. Such a chilling air is not good for you, my liege, and you should not linger here for too long. Sure, we just want to take a look before we leave. I understand. I will lead the way.
You don't look like a priest, he looks like a dancer.
Priest to me.
Yeah.
But I can see the dancer part as well.
Yeah, he looks like a dancer.
Zhang Dan writes a spell in the air. The swords that were staked into the ground around the altar part to form a very narrow pathway. I approach the square ding and stroke it softly. Not only does the ding hold the resentment and hatred of the dragon god, but also holds that of my own feelings and those who have died. I walk halfway around the ding and am suddenly struck by something unusual on its surface. Head priest, can the ding be damaged by outside forces? The Ding of Virtue was made from the sacred text and was created by the Emperor of Zhao, and the heavenly gods formed their pact. It is protected by godlike powers and cannot be damaged. Then maybe that's not the real Ding.
That's
Look,
a good
over here.
thought.
This is... Ooh. We both turned pale as we touched the crack on the ding. Although it is a very thin crack, it spans the entire belly of the ding, and its edges are turning black. Your nation will crumble, families will be torn apart, everything you treasure turned from ash to dust. My liege, this is not good, head priest. The sacred seal on our chest was acting up again this morning. No wonder you look so pale, my liege. If it hadn't been for that, we would not have come to the bottom of this pond. The followers of the dragon god are active right now, and this crack. Head priest, is the dragon god going to break free? Zhang Dan clutches my cold, clammy hands tightly. An unfamiliar, terrifying stillness descends upon it. My liege, you are scaring yourself. The sealing spell that was originally cast upon the dragon god had borrowed its power from the ding itself, but it was only a means to an end. The years pass, it is to be expected that the ding is now worse for wear. We only need to make the best use of our time and find a sacred artifact that will exterminate the soul of the dragon god. Then the sacred ding will be as good as new. For the past 5 years, the former king and us have tirelessly searched for such an artifact, but have yet to find neither hide nor hair of one. Even this ding has survived much bloodshed.
He used the word here.
Yeah. Even this ding has survived much bloodshed and sacrifice. The former king faced innumerable hardships and perils to take it from the capital of Ju. If a sacred artifact is so easily found, can it still be called a sacred artifact? The entirety of his life, the former king thought of nothing but how to dragon god, and he fought bloody battles to break the sacred vow. How can we forget his unfulfilled wish so easily? Tenderly stroked the crack as my father's final moments come to mind all too. Zishu, our 3 sons were killed by the dragon god at Lake Tai. My Yu is the only one left. The past 2 years, she has borrowed her 3rd brother's name, Uchai, has been taught by you. Now that the sacred seal has also passed on to her, and our life is coming to an end, survival of the kingdom of Ngi will now depend on you. Who was he talking to? Ah, Zishu. Zishu.
The muscular grey-haired guy.
Yeah. The Prime
President.
Minister. Oh, what happened?
Prime Minister, there we go.
Go. There we are. If she can successfully ascend the throne, then you are to hold a secret wedding ceremony for her immediately. What? We cannot stop looking for a sacred artifact that will break the sacred vow, or allow our bloodline to come to an end. The dragon god deceived our ancestors, and since then, every generation of kings has paid the price with their bodies and souls. Some people believe that as long as they satisfy the dragon god, they will be able to live on in peace and prosperity. They are too naive. Yuna, you are the only one who can inherit our way. Zishu will help you remove all the obstacles in your way. Remember, only by using our blood, our own blood, we take back our rightful destiny, and thus call it the righteous way of heaven. Forget not your revenge, and swear to break this sacred vow. We will not forget our revenge, and we swear to break the sacred vow. No matter what, we cannot let the dragon god escape and become a blight on the people of this kingdom. I understand, but haste makes waste. The Shi-chan clan was the most powerful clan of mages in all of Yi and Yue, and even then it took the lives of the entire clan to seal the soul of the dragon god. We must be even more vigilant. And so, if we worry ourselves to death over this whole affair, it will be all for naught. Even if it is urgent, we still have some time. We do not need to drive ourselves to our aforementioned deaths. Zhang Dan raises his eyebrow as his facial features finally relax. I don't know if he's trying to reassure me, or if he is confident that everything will be well. We will persist in looking for a sacred artifact, continue to rely on you to stabilize the sealing spell. Understood. But I hope that my liege will promise me one thing. What is it? Do try your best to sigh as little as possible. Sighing will just cause your luck to run out faster. Zhang Dan puts a finger to the corner of his lips and gives me a sly smile. I can't help but nod my head. Feeling a sharp, stabbing pain in my chest, and wonder if it is because of the cold that I feel from being at the bottom of the pond. Krista?
Oh, sorry. My liege, head priest. Sorry, I got a message.
It's all good. Have you found him?
Xin Fang and I went our separate ways to search, but I could not find anything in the hills to the north, so I sent Xin Fang some reinforcements.
Prime Minister, please wait until my liege has taken a seat before continuing.
Men, give our liege a hot bowl of soup. My liege, you were at the bottom of the pond for so long. Has something happened?
There is a long crack on the sacred ding. We don't know if it is the doing of the dragon god's followers, or if the sealing spell is wearing out.
It would be hard to get to the ding through the sword pond with just 3 followers.
Is the Prime Minister trying to suggest that the dragon god's followers did not come here to break the sealing spell? I agree with the Prime Minister. Why would they kidnap someone from Qi and cause such a commotion when the way to break the spell is known to be a secret? Unless their real goal was to kidnap the archival officer?
There's a possibility. They must still resent us for executing their followers and burning down their temples. Kidnapping the archival officer was probably their way of taking revenge.
Wouldn't it be easier to assassinate us instead?
You are right, but it would not be the most effective way.
Wu Zishu raises his eyes to look at me, expecting me to infer what he means by the most effective way. After pondering over it for a while, that the cold that the hot soup had rid me of is slowly starting to creep up from my feet. Taking someone from Qi hostage and forcing us to open the way to the sword pond would enable the dragon god to escape, which would destroy Gusu immediately.
If we refuse to meet their demands, they may still kill the victim and cause break in diplomatic relations between Ying and Qi.
What a malicious plan. We want you to find the perpetrators, even if you have to dig 6 feet under to do it. The spilt blood of my father and brothers must be repaid with blood. Wu Zishu and Zhang Dan raise their hands to make a pledge, and suddenly the doors are pushed open as Chen Feng hurries in.
My liege, I've found traces of the insurgents on the south side of the temple around the Crane Stream.
Good. We will personally go and cut off their heads. My liege, your health. We are fine, but to be on the safe side, we would like to rely on you to safeguard the temple. Understood. From a quiet spring flows forth a tranquil stream. The white cranes feed leisurely by its side. Gazing at this peaceful scenery, one might not think of the bloodshed that had happened here a night ago.
My liege, look over there. A trail of blood is fairly fresh. It is highly possible it was left by the insurgents.
How ingenious of them to use the stream to escape. Any traces of them would be washed away.
Tiger Hill isn't a big place, but there are soldiers stationed at the foot of it. Right now, this hill is crawling with people, so it'll be very unwise of them to try to hide in the forest.
Where does the Crane Stream lead to?
The north, it flows into the Moon Lake. To the south, it flows to the river just outside of Gonshu City. After examining the bloody tracks, I've determined that insurgents split up and went into two different directions.
There are many mountains around Moon Lake, though it would be easy to hide there. But the river outside of Gusu is very busy with boats coming to and fro, so it would be easy to escape there as well. Prime Minister, Shen Feng, which direction do you think they would have most likely taken?
Since the intruder is injured, it would be easier to hide among the masses to find an opportunity to leave Gusu. I say Moon Lake.
So we have to decide which path we think.
Yeah.
Our first decision of the game. Let's have a quick save. And, what are we thinking? So they've got an injured... One of the assailants is injured, it sounds like. He didn't give any reasoning. He just said, oh, I think they went north to Moon Lake. Whereas this guy, he said it'd be easy to hide... for them to hide amongst the people.
Yeah.
So, I do wonder if this choice actually matters at all. Or if it's just a way to sort of like subtly pick who you want to pursue as a romance. Feng Feng is more my style, but I agree with Zishu. The river outside of Gusu is at the foot of this hill. Even with a hostage, it would be easy for the insurgents to escape from there. Since it is already noon, we are afraid...
Oh, sorry. No need to worry. This morning I gave the orders to seal up the foot of this hill and detain all boats that were en route from Tiger Hill.
Smart man. Smart man. Good. And the Prime Minister has already taken action. So we will depart immediately for the river outside of Gusu. Cheng Feng, take some men south with you. Do not hesitate to kill anyone who is acting suspiciously, even if they seem to be acting as the bait.
Understood.
Wu Zishu and I take the carriage down the mountain. Though it is more comfortable, it's also slower. The more I think about the situation with the archival officer, the angrier I get. Prime Minister, can't we go any faster?
I have already sent our strongest soldiers to keep an eye out on insurgents. The followers of the Dragon God will have no opportunity to escape or hurt anyone.
So the reason you're so calm right now is because you already knew that the followers of the Dragon God would appear?
Even though both Mage Shuang and the head of the Shi clan were mages serving the dragon god, do you know what the difference was between them?
We remember that they had served us for over 100 years, but Mage Xian did a lot of things in secret, such as prioritizing the dragon god first and the king's orders second. Towards the end, he even defied the orders of the king.
That's right. At the time, the former king wanted to break away from the dragon god, but Mei Shuang called together all the disgruntled people and had them dedicate their souls to the dragon god in exchange for extraordinary powers.
So that is why all of his followers hated the former king and made a contract with the dragon god that was impossible to back out of?
That is correct. The rest of the insurgents would have remained hidden until they had the power to retaliate. We were prepared for such a day when I executed all the believers years ago.
They hate us, and we hate them. We will not forget the shame that we had to live with all these.
It would be a comfort to the former king to know that you, My Liege, have not forgotten your need for vengeance.
Feels like he's going to pat me on the head like he used to when I was a child. But with a turn of my head, everything goes back to normal.
We are here. Look over there.
I turn to see where Wu Jishu is pointing. Lined along the banks are boats of various sizes, their captains kneeling at the boat of the individual ships, at the bow of the individual ships. Wu Jishu follows behind me as I slowly walk by the first boat. If I wasn't used to him, I would be like the captains of these boats, trembling at the aura of his murderous intent. An old boat catches our attention. It is blackened with dirt. The captain has also prostrated himself so low that you can see a pile of dirty sails bunched up in a clump behind him. Although there is nothing special about it, something doesn't seem quite right.
Is there anyone else inside there?
Wu Jishu suddenly walks up onto the boat. His voice is deep, his speech low, causing all who hear it to feel a deep sense of threat. However, the captain does not even lift his head. I suddenly realize the danger and discreetly pull out my sword. While the rest of the detained captains are watching us with great interest, only this boat's captain fails to move a muscle.
Answer me.
The captain then leaps up abruptly. Wu Jishu is ready for it, and with a wave of his sword, he cuts down the man. The body of the captain falls into the water. After a moment of stunned silence, all the captains who witnessed it suddenly go into an uproar. Wu Jishu lifts up the dirty clump of sail, and underneath it lies a hidden, comatose youth. We found him!
Ooh.
The youth is wearing simple clothes, but they are more refined than a commoner's. He has thin shoulders, a slender waist, and a face that is no larger than my palm. He has a tiny face!
Oh.
Rather than a delicate youth, it might be more convincing to say that he is a girl who had just turned 15. This must be the archival officer from the Kingdom of Qi. Wu Jishu shoots me a look that tells me to stop talking, feeling such secrets would only bring more trouble. I approach the unconscious girl and watch her breathe steadily. She doesn't appear to be injured, but hands are clutching something tightly to her chest. She is clutching a dagger under her sleeves. The guard of the dagger is covered with the intricate design of a bird, precious stones for eyes. It is very beautiful. Prime Minister, did you see that?
There is no ordinary dagger. We need to examine it more closely.
I wasn't talking about that. An uncomfortable feeling washes over me. I reach out to take the inauspicious dagger away from the girl, but when I touch it... Oh, my chest.
My liege!
It hurts so badly. Chapter 2. Time is it? 9. Okay.
Oh yeah, 9:04.
Yeah, 2 chapters and a night. Not bad, especially considering we started a half hour late. Where am I? Is this another dream? Your nation will crumble, families will torn about, everything you treasure will turn. We will forget not our revenge and swear to break the sacred vow. We will forget not our revenge and swear to break our sacred vow. Okay. My chest is hurting so much. When I extend my hand over my chest, it feels as if the pain were transferring to my fingertips. The pain. I'm scared. I try to cry out, but only produce a coarse, hissing sound, like my throat is filled with torn cotton batting. The bones that have been exposed to the air quickly blacken and crumble to pieces. My body finally decomposes and slowly turns into dust that is carried away by the wind. We died.
Now that your body is dead, Fu Shang, and your soul destroyed, you are finally following in the footsteps of the king savior God before you.
Interesting.
I'm not Fu Shai. I am nice. You. You are a traitor. But it is a shame that humans cannot alter the sacred vow. The royal family of Ning have committed a great travesty against the gods that will surely
be avenged 1,000 times
over.
In despair, I hug my broken body tightly. If I cry now, would tears of blood or my eyeballs fall out? What is this that is breaking through the darkness?
And they call the heaven.
It's the jade fish. Then I hear a familiar song. Instantly trans me back to a time from my childhood. There, my fears, pain, and despair disappear. At the edge of my consciousness, a large, pale green fish swims by as the song seems to trail behind it. I watch it swish its tail, and a certain youth almost comes to mind. In my hazy memories, he is happily singing the all-too-familiar children's song. I stare at him quietly, fearing that my memory of him will disappear if I interrupt him. Why are the years of one's childhood shorter than those of a beautiful dream? The youth gives me a cheerful smile. He says, "Don't be afraid." Interesting. My throat is dry and my eyes are sore as the feeling begins to return to my fingertips. It seems like my nightmare is over. The lights outside are burning bright, and it appears that night has fallen on us.
Are you awake, my liege?
Where am I? Chen Feng holds me up on my shoulders, and a wet cloth falls from my forehead.
Prime Minister also said that you, my liege, had started to burn out with a fever right after fainting, so we had you and a archival officer from Qi brought to the temple.
Did you manage to capture the other rebel?
We found her trying to break out of the nets by the shores of the Moon Lake, so I had to decapitate her.
Good. As long as you return to us unharmed, then all is well. I need to go and see that officer from Qi. Give me my change of clothes. Yes, she said my this time. Weird.
It really is. Understood.
It is strange that you're not stopping me.
I'm afraid that my objection would displease you, my liege.
What is so cute? You're such a great.
Oh, that is adorable.
It is. Are you afraid of displeasing me? The last time you made me so angry was when you finished all the treats given to me by the Kingdom of Yue. He did that? That was something he did.
Damn, boy.
He's a snack fiend.
Oh no. Yeah. I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm protective of my food too.
Even after doing that, your expression remained so impassive.
I was only testing them for poison.
He was not.
No.
You did not have to eat all of them just to test for poison.
All the treats were different, so I was unable to tell them apart.
Oh, how noble of you, and how pity of me.
It seems the treats from you are really quite delicious.
Hey.
My liege, let me tie the jade fish amulet onto your belt.
It is only then that I noticed I've been clutching onto the jadefish this whole time. I handed over to Chen Feng with a sigh. I had another nightmare just now. It was a good thing that I also have this jade amulet.
If only Yiguang were still around, he would have been more capable of chasing away the bad dreams and relieving you of the pain of your afflictions.
While Chen Feng fastens the jade amulet to my belt, he suddenly stills his hand, and a hint of vexation falls over his usually calm demeanor. How nice it would be if Yi Guang were here? My heart aches at the thought as I change the subject. Aren't I alive and well right now?
I curse the fact that I'm so helpless and unable to shoulder your burdens for you.
Thank you. And the fact that you're willing to shoulder my burden made me very happy. After all, if you were not here, there would be no one else with whom I could complain.
My liege.
But please try to control your appetite a little bit more next time. At the very least, leave me half a bite of the treats to try.
Understood. I am.
I burst out laughing when I hear him reply in such a serious manner, and the pain in my chest lessens a little. However, speaking of the treats from the Kingdom of Yue, I hesitate a little before asking. Do you know how the King of Yue is faring?
I heard that he's still locked up and guarded in that hut.
The King of Yue? I must not be following this very well, because I didn't realize they said it was the king that was locked up in the hut.
Yeah, I didn't register that either.
My liege, the Prime Minister said that Gong Sanyi is now waiting for you at the main hall. If my liege is awake, please make yourself presentable and go there immediately. Gong Sanyi? Why is he here? Chen Feng shoots me a look that tells me he has no idea what this could be about either. I quickly put on my headwear and rush out of the room. As I open the door, I quietly whisper some instructions to Chen Feng. The hut by the mausoleum and keep an eye on the guards. Make sure they don't make things difficult for Gao Jian.
Understood.
Prime Minister Wu, why are your guards holding us here?
Would like to know why you, good sir, and your guards were caught sneaking into the mausoleum of Ning's former king in the middle of the night.
Should know why. What else was I supposed to do? We were placed under house arrest in the guest house for a day and a night without any news. But we agreed on 2 days. Upon hearing my voice, Gong San Yi and Wei Zishu both stop arguing and greet me. Bow.
As we're still within the agreed deadline, why would such a gentleman such as yourself do something so rude and unreasonable?
Gong San Yi's face turns red and pales. If this person is so reckless and impatient that he would place himself in such a precarious position as to give Wei Zishu and I the advantage, then we have no reason to suspect he has a hidden agenda. Prime Minister, we believe you are being too harsh. After all, this is his family friend we are talking about. Gong San Yi has just worried himself into a frenzy.
I apologize. The fact that you are so worried that you cannot wait even one more day makes me wonder what sort of relationship you must have with your missing officer.
In court, he is my subordinate, and hence my responsibility. Personally, he is a family friend, and thus I am obligated to look out for him. How can I wait calmly for news of him? Are you sure? Your Majesty, whatever do you mean? You barged into our court, and yet we defended you from your own ministers, and even promised to find your friend within 2 days. We did all these things because we admire your loyalty to your and to your king. However, as soon as our backs were turned, you tried sneaking into the Forbidden Temple. Have you no regard for us?
Your Majesty, this is high treason.
That was not my intention. Enough. It is clear that you, Gong San Yi, are mocking us. We will be writing a letter to your king, and you can forget about saving your lowly officer.
Ooh.
When he hears how serious my tone of voice is and sees my stern expression, Gong San Yi prostrates himself on the ground with a loud thud. His voice quivers as he speaks. I beg your Majesty to rescue the King of Qi's beloved sister, Xiao Jiang. Xiao Jiang. So it's not a mere officer, it's the king's sister that we found.
Ooh.
What? That child is our... When the princess heard that she was to be married to the King of Qi, she insisted on meeting you at least once prior. The King of Qi spoils his sister and had agreed to let her come in the guise of a man. And to think that... This is ridiculous. Your Majesty, it was not my intention to anger you, but if I do not deliver the princess safely back to the Kingdom of Qi, I will be sentenced to 1,000 deaths. Fine. Since Xiao Jiang is our bride-to-be, how can we stand by and do nothing? Rest assured, we shall do our best to find her.
The perpetrators have only kidnapped her and may yet use her to make demands of us. The princess's life should be in no danger.
Didn't we rescue her already?
I don't know.
Or are we not revealing this to him? This is weird.
This is weird. No, it wouldn't be convenient for agents of Qi to move around in a foreign country. So, why don't you let us investigate the matter secretly, lest we alert the enemy?
Prime Minister has a point. However, we are talking about the princess. If the King of Qi sends a letter regarding the matter, how should I respond? Although we cannot further guarantee that we will find the princess immediately, we will send someone to investigate this matter right away and will give you an update in 2 days.
Even if I have to dig into the ground a mile deep, I promise to bring the princess back safely and in one peace.
What happened? It was definitely the princess we came across before, right?
We didn't decapitate her, did we?
No.
Okay.
No. It was one of the kidnappers posing as a boat captain that we...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Check. Morning will be here soon. I'll go and prepare the carriage to take the envoy back to the guest house to rest. I hope that you'll keep secret what happened today at Tiger Hill.
Yes, I understand. I will leave this matter in your hands, Your Majesty. Gong Sun bows deeply before turning around and walking out despondently. I don't believe he has any other option but to trust us with this matter. After Wu Zishu sends Gong Sun out the door, he turns around and pulls me into an empty room. My Liege, Prime Minister.
As the young girl awakened,
Zhang Dang frowns and shakes his head while pointing towards a soft couch. The young girl we saved yesterday is still sleeping, but her complexion looks even worse than before. Her lips have turned dark purple. She appears to be in pain. What are you going here about, Zijin? You know what? I think I need a drink of water.
you should.
Yes, I'll be back in a moment. Hey, Zijin, what are you laughing about? Are you telling me you redeemed it? Okay. We'll talk about this when I get back in a moment. Okay. I am back.
Just sealing my window because it's
And
getting
it
hot
seems...
and the bugs are a thingy.
Yeah, fair enough. 'Tis summertime over here in New Zealand. In case, yeah. For those of us who are not Kiwi. It seems someone in chat had the audacity to redeem the Nya Mao Desu redeem.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh well,
So,
you're screwed. Okay.
pat yourself on the back, Zijin.
Oh man, it's usually the other person.
Oh. Yes, he took a page out of Wash's book.
Right, mate.
Sorry, let me repeat that. He took a page out of Zejin's book, out of Wash's book, Meow. I wonder who does such a thing. Desu.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I've got to end my sentences in either meow, meow, or desu for the next 5 minutes, nya. Let's see, what time is it now, desu? 9:24, meow. Alright, this is gonna be fun, meow. Moving on.
Damn.
Ooh, pardon me, oh my goodness, you heard nothing.
Gosh.
Was worth it? Fair enough. It probably is one of my funner redeems. Not that I think it's fun, but I mean, meow. Fuck. It's hard to keep up with it, Desu. This dagger is giving me a bad feeling, meow. Could it be the cause of Xiao Jiang's current predicament, Desu?
Could be the cringe.
My liege, don't move, meow.
This kind of worked with his character.
It does, meow. Ooh, something's happening. A black shadow pounces out of the blade as Wei Shu pulls me behind him in the blink of an eye, Desu. The horrid thing is like a mist. It gives off the smell of dead bodies, meow. With shocking speed, and before we can even react, it closes the distance between us with a whoosh, Desu. It's gonna be a long 5 minutes, meow.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like forever.
Just when we're about to be swallowed up by the black mist, it suddenly stops, as if hitting an invisible wall, then disappears, meow. Wu Zishu and Zheng Dang are both wearing serious expressions. I guess what just happened was not my imagination, meow. What exactly is that dagger, meow? I am afraid that it is an instrument to carry out the curse. The fact that this young girl is still unconscious is also a result of this curse, meow. Will she die?
Die?
It is like a slow-acting poison that will kill a person after a period of time. My liege, please do not touch that dagger, Nya. If you do, you may also become cursed, Desu. She's already cursed. Is the head priest even able to break this curse, meow? I have tried, but this curse is very vicious, Desu. It requires 3 lives to break it, including the spellcasters, meow. I'm afraid that I, alone, will not suffice, Desu. Why are they casting such malicious curses on innocent people, meow? Should I really lean into it? Should I really go for full cringe? I'll do it in the last minute, maybe. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it.
Worried? I look at Xiao Jiang, yeah. This girl is going to die in her prime simply because she was curious about her husband-to-be, meow. Head priest, her expression seems to have become peaceful, Desu. Yes, it seems as if there is a strong force fighting against this malicious curse, meow. Could it be that the light that protected you, my liege, Desu? Light. I glance at the jade fish on my waist to see if it was looking the same as usual. If anything can protect us from this curse, it would be this jade amulet. Meow. My liege, can I see the amulet? Desu. Yes, meow. One Zheng Once Zheng Dan had his hand on the jade fish, his face lights up with understanding, meow. No wonder. This amulet holds a strong power, Disu. It can undoubtedly help break the curse, meow. Before he died, this was given to us by our childhood friend, Shi Yiguang. It had saved our life once before during the sacrificial ritual, meow. Shi Yiguang. Wow. Wasn't he the genius of the Shi family and the son of the previous head priest and head priestess, Disu? I heard a lot of good things about him even before I became the head of the Zheng family and the head priest, Disu. When I hear him talk about Yi Guang so casually, I grow speechless. I can only nod my head, meow.
This jade fish amulet can dispel malicious spells. Can it be used to break this curse?
Sorry, I've already tried that, but my magic just bounces back, meow. Apparently this amulet has a will of its own, Desu. It only recognizes Shi Yuquang as its owner, and it's protecting my liege as it was commanded to do, meow. But isn't Yiguang meow? To think that Shi Yiguang's final wish was to protect my liege was so strong, Disu. It is a pity that without an owner, it can only work passively, meow. Luckily, it still has some power, yeah. Like what happened just now. That's right. Did it not protect the Prime Minister, too? The pure magic in this jade can purify evil. My liege is willing to stay by the side of this young girl. It can slow down and alleviate the effects of this curse.
You don't expect my liege to take this child wherever she goes, do you?
That would be unnecessary. After all, if we don't break the curse, sooner rather than later she will die. It will only take a few days. I don't know if it is Zheng Dan's talk about death or the memory of Yi Guang that causes evil spark in my... If only we had succeeded in killing the dragon god 5 years ago, head priest and head priestess would still be of the Shi clan, and not only would we be able to save Xiaojiang, we would also have nothing to worry about, you know?
My liege.
I am suddenly made aware of what I just said. I am about to apologize to Zhang Dan when he smiles and waves his hand dismissively. My liege is not wrong. The mages in the Shi clan were the most powerful mages in the kingdoms of Ni and Yue. The mages in the kingdom of Chu could not overcome. Even the young Yi Guang was extraordinarily talented, and was admired by every mage. I'm sure that I will never be able to measure up to him in this life. Be told, I'm quite envious of him. But no one can bring back the dead. We can only resolve this on our own. I will prepare some medicine so that she will endure the journey back to the Kingdom of Qi.
My liege. We understand. It is our... Oh, sorry.
That's alright. We understand. It is our fault, after all.
Thought that we were going to find a solution. Since Zhang may die at any moment, we should at least report it to Mr. Gonsan He and the King of Qi.
Even if those villains were still alive and had been handed over to the Kingdom of Qi, do you really think he would believe our incredulous explanation?
Even if he does believe it, he would be able to hold the Kingdom of Ne accountable and would likely break our alliance.
Right, so we may have a war with another kingdom on our hands. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We have heard that the King of Qi is quite a willful person. and when he went to the kingdom of Lu to take back his queen, he invaded many of its cities. If his precious sister were to die hearing ye, I do not believe he would break only our alliance. So we really ought to save this girl.
Yeah.
Is he going to suggest?
Way.
Is he going to suggest this sacrificing 3 people? Putting my troubled thoughts aside, I raise my downcast eyes and look at Wu Zhi. His hands together, throws out his arms, and bends at the waist with a deep bow.
Beg my liege to execute the king of Yue, Jiao. Or Jian.
Gao Jian?
Or Jiang.
Minister, do you know what you're asking?
Does my liege not wish to know why I've detained Hong Zhao?
Oh, that's right. We have the king of Yue, imprisoned at the moment.
Few people know about the guards on Tiger Hill, and even fewer could have provided the Dragon God's followers with information on its forbidden areas, waterways, and terrain. This is
purely the Prime Minister's speculation. Gao Jian is entirely ignorant of the Dragon God and matters regarding the seal.
It is also no assumption, my liege. If they're in cahoots, would not the followers of the Dragon God share the information with him? My liege, if the Dragon God's follow is successful, who else would more benefit from it? On the other hand, you think of it, someone else has already thought of it.
Zishu raises his head, shoots me a look. Feels like he wants to extract a logical explanation for my confusion, and to chain up any excuse I may have for pardoning Gao Jian. When the king of Yue lost the war, he offered to guard the former king's mausoleum as part of his reparation, and so we agreed to pardon him. Would our honor not be in question if we went back on our word now?
We're divinely gracious of you to forgive Gonzhao for killing your father. Now everyone will see him as an ingrate for conspiring to kill the princess.
No, that's not logical. The kidnappers may not have known that the victim was the Princess of Qi. And even if they wanted to start a war or even threaten us, did they really need to use such a dark spell?
We need to investigate further for these questions to be answered. However, the King of Qi, as well as the rest of the world, needs a reasonable explanation, so this should suffice for now. Did my liege not say that even if he catches the followers of the Dragon God, he would still be the laughingstock of the world? Right now, we only need to indict Xiaojiang back to her kingdom, but also to prevent the King of Qi from waging a war against us. We're facing an extremely tight schedule. We can only convict him now. We can look into it further at a later time.
Right, so he's saying take action now, figure it out later. Bold move.
That's a bit impulsive, but I can see him not wanting to slow down on things because, you know.
Oh yeah, you're risking war with another nation and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then wouldn't Gao Jian be nothing more than a scapegoat? Wu Zishu pauses. When he finally speaks again, his voice holds an unutterable sadness in it.
It has not been 3 years since the former king passed away, and memories of him are still very fresh. Does my liege really believe Gonzhang is innocent?
The late king had his life taken by the sacred seal of the Dragon God. But right before that, he was already seriously wounded by Yue's general Ling Gufu, who had been acting on Gao Jian's command. None of these men has killed my father with their own hands, nor are they innocent of his blood. Now the dragon god is trapped inside the Ding. Ling Gufu died in battle, Gao Jian has entered Yi as a slave, and that all our enemies have seemingly placed themselves at our mercy. But we are well aware of the danger lurking beneath the surface. The Prime Minister is saying that we shall leave no loose ends and spare no one.
Shall we not be robbed of a single good night's sleep unless there is no ravenous wolf lurking in our shadows? From the moment it took your father's life, it has not been able to forget the taste of blood. If my liege means to carry out the former king's final wishes, then you mustn't leave any loose ends.
Well, he's very... Okay.
Very passionate.
Not the word I was going for, but also not untrue. Since I cannot refute what he just said, I can only shake my head silently. I know, but to leave no loose ends and to spare no one? I could not help but to recall the times when I was a helpless victim, survived narrow escapes from the merciless slaughter of Dragon God, and those sanguinary coups committed by ambitious aspirants like Fu Gai. One single careless move could have risked me everything, because no one at the time had ever thought of sparing me. I had my life and even my dignity at the mercy of those who once dominated my fate. It should be but water under the bridge, and yet it could be said that all those agonies I have been suffering away have too vanished into thin air. How much have I suffered from those agonies then? Is how much I resent those making me suffer from their cruel deeds. Who could have thought that I am now dominating over another person, and that his life and his dignity are all at my mercy?
Are you silent because you have a better plan, my liege?
There is no better plan. Who would benefit most from it? The kingdom of Yi would benefit the most in pinning the crime, Gao Xian. Do I, however, have to become that kind of person whom I've resented and despised the most, even though it's exactly what the late king has chosen to be? The late king has determined to seal the dragon god, by hook or by crook, that he dared spill innocent blood of the entire Shi clan. By so, he has taken away from me one of those remaining people on this earth who were near and dear to me, and that he has also stolen my dearest father away. His gentle smile eventually turned to the face of a ferocious revenger, even though the kingdom has benefited from the king's cruel deeds. I understand, of course, that all these were done as a last resort and his means to survive. Could not help thinking whether this is the only possible way. I were in the same shoes. Would I have done the same thing that dragon god did? That I would slaughter thousands of people just like my brothers and remain unsympathetic to it? Or would I be the same as the late king, that I would dare spill innocent blood of people like the Shi clan to achieve my goal? And would I care for people like Yu, who lost their loved one, suffered from agonies of grief ever since? Would I need to be the same heartless murderer so that my kingdom could benefit from it?
And why are you still hesitating, my liege? Are these not the things you must do as the king of Ni, to avenge your murdered father, to break the sacred vow, and to expand your alliances northward? Or have you forgotten the promise you made 3 years ago?
We will forget not our revenge, and we swear to break the sacred vow.
Since you have not forgotten your vows, then you should not seek power for the personal feelings. I admire you for letting go of your personal grudges and understand your ambitions when you turn down offers of a marriage. That if you let a ravenous wolf like Gonjang off the hook, that will only mean you have no sense of right and wrong, and I will have to beg to differ.
My heart is pounding with an overwhelming intensity of hatred and grief, in which the faces of my deadly enemies and my loved ones are becoming one. They are demanding that Fuchai shall revenge in violence and blood, while begging at the same time that our Yu shall never repeat the dastardly deeds that have been wrongly done to them. I feel deeply disturbed. Gonna sneeze. Excuse me. In every single night, in every single dream that I have no control in, these voices have never, ever allowed me to let go. It is not exactly what Wu Zishu has just said. That ever could I be not robbed of a single good night's sleep. I think this translation needs some work.
Yeah. My liege, please place your kingdom before your personal feelings. When we have... Oh, whoops.
When have we not placed the good of the kingdom before everything else? Even our life is not as important as the good of the kingdom. Punch the pillar next to me with all my might. How could it ever be possible that I am doing this only out of some personal feelings for a certain somebody? Those conflicted emotions nearly rip me in half, and I find them so hard to carry on. Maybe all these do not matter anymore. The seal on the dragon god seems to be weakening, and I don't know how much longer I could stay alive. I wish my throat was in better condition for this.
Yeah.
These are the things I cannot share with Wu Zishu. Those weak and fragile feelings, those agonies of grief and hesitation. They never should have existed in the first place. This matter involves 3 countries. While we will take your words into consideration, I must deliberate over the matter before coming to a decision. Wu Zishu wants to continue the discussion, but I do not wish to argue with him any further. I turn around and refuse to look back. I step out of the royal gardens, with my head still spinning from the discussion. I feel like I cannot breathe. I clutch my jade fish amulet. As this pain is not caused by the sacred seal, it only serves to comfort me. The bloodied water once filling Lake Tai, and the sword pond all those years ago, again flashing before my eyes. Wonder if my friend ever regretted giving the jade fish to me at that time. Isn't kith and kin more important than the kingdom of Ngi? I laugh at myself. Between the kingdom and family, Shi clan chose the kingdom over their own family, whereas Fuchai should be only left with his kingdom and nothing else. And yet here I am, still being trapped in a past long gone.
My liege.
What is there? Jinfen? Why are you not at the caretaker's hut?
I'm here to report that Gongjiang has escaped from the hut.
Oh, gosh damn it.
Yeah.
What?
When the Prime Minister went into his cell to interrogate him, he had already escaped through the window.
Do you know where he is?
No, I'm sorry, but he nailed a piece of cloth into a window for which he escaped.
Finfang, we want you to hide near the crane stream. Make sure that you are able to see us talking to Gao Xian and that no one else can listen in on our conversation.
What happens if Gong Jiang attacks you?
He will not. But even if he does, we still have you.
Understood.
A young slave stands alone by the edge of the stream. Though his clothes are worn, they are immaculate. 3 years he has lived as a slave have not diminished any of his noble bearings. Without me realizing it, my hurried pace slows down. Our 3 years of friendship was established in this dreamlike and sandy place. I had hoped that I would not have to face the harsh reality before the land collapses. To personally destroy our sandy dreamland is one thing, but to have the tides destroy it is yet another. Honestly speaking, what happened that year was an accident. It would never have happened. Adieu.
Oh,
it's him.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Right? Hello.
Hi.
Oh, well.
My true self came out.
Well, this is the whole reason I'm playing these.
Yeah.
To basically go back to high school.
Yes.
Oh god, that was funny. Okay. So I thought that they were going to meet Gao Xian, the king of Yue. Is this not... Is he the king? I'm so fucking confused. Okay.
I'm confused too.
Hello, Fletchon. How's it going? So, yeah, I may have been streaming most Saturdays, for a little while now. Streaming with my friend Krista while we play otome games together.
Oh.
How are you doing, buddy? You enjoying playing otome games on stream, Krista?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having good fun with it. Right. The youth turns towards me with a smile. And he is Gao Jian. Yuna, do you want to read him or?
Yuna, you saw the piece of cloth.
Nice, glad to see you so much. How's your health? It's okay, actually. Like, it's definitely a lot better being in an admin role rather than an early childhood teacher that I was before. So it's better, yeah. To the point where, and my hours are good as well. Yeah, to the point where I can actually consider trying to stream regularly now, which Krista over here has been a great help with, because it was literally her idea for us to, you were the one that brought it up, Krista. Yeah, you're like, oh, are we gonna stream otome games? And I'm just like, I mean, I haven't streamed in a while, but sure, and then here we are.
Yeah.
I have tried streaming some Baldur's Gate as well, like, yeah, but that, I haven't had as much luck with that, but I'm trying to work up to doing regular streams, but right now, it's 1 day a week on Saturdays. How are you doing, Flatron? What time is it for you over there? I can never remember time zones and stuff. What do you mean I can't play Baldur's Gate at all? I'll have you know that there are at least 2, maybe 3 VODs sitting on my channel begging to differ. Also, I think I remember... Wait a minute. I also played it way back when I was when I almost finished it. When I was partway through Act 3, you were there. I remember, Flatron, you were there. Or is this you calling me out on the fact that I use mods, especially a a party limit remover mod? 10 a.m. having a meeting with my friends today. Hey, sounds like a good time. Always a good time hanging out with friends. Ooh, pardon me. Of course you are a cheater. No. I just play it the way I want. I will not make apologies for it. I remember having like telling Gary that, like, as I guess a personal rule of sorts. I'm quite happy if I have invested enough hours in a game. I am quite happy to go ahead and start saying, right, I've experienced it as it's meant to. I will now play it with mods, and I will play it the way I feel like playing it. Ideally, I'll finish it at least once. This is just me talking in general, by the way, not about any specific game. But yeah, ideally I will finish a game at least once before even thinking about mods. But if I have put in, like I said, enough hours into it where I can say to myself, at the very least, that I have experienced it as it's meant to be, again, I will go to mods. Honestly, it really does change things around. What I hear is I like to be a cheetah, so I'll be a cheetah. You need to clean your ears out. That is not what I said at all. Like, have you gotten your hearing checked, Platron? Excuse me while I have some water. Alright. Where were we? Why did you call me here?
3 years ago, it was the stream that you dropped your amulet and had gone looking for it in the water. I thought you were trying to drown yourself and it dragged you to shore only to get beaten up. What was it? Dragged you to shore only to get beaten up by you. Oh.
He jumped in the stream after her amulet. He rescues her. And then she beats him up. That is hilarious.
Oh.
How dare you? How dare you, Flatron? How dare you? I'm being judged, Crystal. I'm being judged for playing with mods and playing the way I want to.
It was always gonna be somebody.
Oh, yeah, but we're just taking the piss.
Yeah. Ha! The way we met was very awkward.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Even though you're my only close friend, I will need to make things awkward again.
Huh? Suddenly, Gao Jian's expression turns serious. He faces me, gets down on his hands and knees, then bows.
Pardon my inappropriety, but I beg your majesty to save me.
Oh my gosh.
Eh?
How long have you known that I am the king of Ni?
You are not a priest, but you commanded the guards on Tiger Hill. I'm not stupid. How could you not see that you were someone with authority? Yesterday, you told the guard to be lenient with me twice. That confirmed my suspicions, which is why, at risks of losing my own life, I escaped so I could declare my innocence to you.
That was a bold gamble.
Yeah.
If you were truly innocent, you needn't have come to us, to explain yourself.
Prime Minister Wu is suspicious of me and intends to condemn me before seeking out the truth. I was afraid that I would not have the chance to clear my name. Your Majesty, please investigate this matter. I, Gu Zhang, has never once plotted against you.
Even though he's supposedly responsible for harming our father? Like, what? Are we withholding information from the Prime Minister? Is he misinformed? Whether you're innocent or not isn't important. The princess is already under a curse and will die very soon. What's worse is that she is the King of Quee's beloved younger sister.
Younger sister? I understand. That is why the King of You, Guanzhang, is the most suitable scapegoat.
I look at him silently. It is as Wu Jishu said. If I can think of it, others have thought of it too. Hence, the most logical answer. Gao Jian suddenly raises his head. There is a determined expression, his eyes are burning bright like searing flames. I am moved to see the flames in his eyes, yet also feel a sharp pain as if they burned me.
There is a divine doctor in the kingdom of You who can create miracles. He can save the Princess of Qi.
What?
There was a time when I heard that Your Majesty was in poor health, and so, to prove my loyalty, I searched diligently for a doctor to cure you. Finally, the time has come for you to use him.
Wow. He genuinely seems to care about us.
Yeah.
You were sculpting some digital 3D stuff. Do you still working on something? Nah, not really. Like, maybe every now and then I'll work on it a tiny bit, but not really. I still have like a Skullduggery Pleasant and Valkyrie Kane model that I want to finish. I should show you that sometime. Actually, I'm liking how it's turning out. But mostly speaking, no. But I do plan to finish them. Did I show you? I also was making a Lore Olympus sculpture as well to 3D print. Need to finish setting that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you'd probably like a Persephone model, Krista.
Yeah. Yeah, been waiting for months.
Maybe I'll stream doing that sometime, working working on the 3D projects I haven't finished. I could. It's an option. We thank you for your kind intentions, but doctors cure illnesses. The princess suffers from a curse.
The reason I call a divine doctor is because he can not only cure illnesses, but he can also dispel curses and hexes. Ooh.
My cat is trying to jump down on my desk. What are you doing, kitty cat? He's just peering up from behind the curtain. It's very cute. You'll have to take my word for it. I think he wants. What? Okay, he's done now. He's done playing with the curtain. Should not tell such lies, even if it means your life might be spared.
Your Majesty, please believe me. Do you think it was easy for me to find such an incapable divine doctor? It took a lot of time and effort and resources.
And if you're telling the truth, we are curious to know why you would go to such lengths to find him. He has a thing for us. He has a thing for us.
I have a thing for him too.
'Tis mutual.
Yes, it's reciprocated.
Do not tell us that you are sincere about healing us. Even these many ministers would not put that much effort into finding us a healer. Not to mention, you hadn't even confirmed that Yuna was the king of Nghi. Maybe he has other reasons.
Fine. I will try not to deceive you. Saying that I wish to prove my loyalty to you by finding you medical help is nothing more than flattery.
Okay, so he wasn't being entirely honest.
The simple fact that I am still alive today is all thanks to your mercy. If I do not do something to please your majesty, I may not even survive beyond this night.
Gaojian, we have to ask ourselves, when have we ever mistreated you? Even guarding the former king's mausoleum was your request.
I know, your majesty. Yuna treats me well, but what of it? Even now I must kneel in front of your majesty to beg for your mercy. Should I not do everything I can to please you? Should I not take every opportunity to guarantee my survival?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Should I not find a rare person just so your majesty might remember and reward me? Would not a patient's eyes light up with hope over such a doctor? You know, if you were me, wouldn't you do the same?
So are we locking in this guy, are we? Okay, yeah, okay. I think we're settled, more or less. At least until Silverhair dude comes along. Who I'm pretty sure is Yi Guang? The guy who gave us the fish pendant? The jade fish amulet?
Okay.
Gao Jian gives a bitter chuckle that sounds as if there was a lot of unspeakable emotions mixed in with it. So much that I cannot meet his gaze. Be right back, okie dokie. See you when you get back. How am I supposed to answer him? Although I cannot tell if he is telling me the truth, Gao Jian has been a slave these past years and has tasted more than his fair share of hardship and bitterness. How can I not understand his overly cautious attitude? Don't I also live through every day the same dilemma and agonies of suspense? While Yuna can trust her friends without question, Uchai cannot.
Maybe your majesty still does not believe me. Everything I have, including my own life, is at your mercy. If I had lied to you, I might survive today, but would I be able to survive past tomorrow, or the day after?
He really is gambling everything on her.
Yeah. If I may speak my mind, if we save the princess, everyone will be happy. If we can't save her, then we will be no worse off than we are right now.
The longer we wait, the worse the consequences will be.
If we leave now by the waterway, we can reach the doctor in 2 days. If the divine doctor says that she can't be saved, you may cut off my head and present it to the King of Ki.
We're doing it. We're taking his deal. We're hearing his plea.
You know, you are the king of need. Therefore, I would not blame you if you used me as a scapegoat for the kingdom. But would you be satisfied if you did not? At least try to save the princess. They have caught up with me. The lives of the princess and I, and the diplomatic relationship between me and Ki, are now in your hands. Yuna, let's take the gamble. How dare you, Gonchang, to break out of prison and hold my liege under duress?
When I see Wu Zishu draw a sword, I know that this is the best opportunity for us to kill Gao Jian. As for the crime, dead men tell no tales. We can spin it however we please. But killing Gao Jian.
Man, we didn't see him for that long.
Stop!
My liege!
The king of Yue did nothing wrong. He was only telling us of a way to save Xiaojiang.
You left, my liege. You took a turn for the worse. I'm afraid that we'll need to be present. Gonjang's head to the kingdom of Qi should be the worst happened today. Huh?
We're still doing it. We're still doing it.
I understand, but where's the justice in this when the Prime Minister wishes to
Sorry, I realized I interrupted you.
Yeah, execute me even before learning the truth. You want justice? Then you should have died 3 years ago. I swear upon the lives of the people of Yu and my clan that I have never been disloyal. Not only can I save the life of the princess, but I can also prevent a war from breaking out between Qi and Ying. There is no need for any lives to be lost but yours. You can show your loyalty to Ying right now.
Wu Zishu lets out a cold chuckle. He brandishes his sword. Xiaojiang turns pale and yells out to me.
The Divine Doctor is called Nishi.
The...
Oh. Oh.
Ah!
Oof.
I'm going to assume that we saved him.
Yeah.
What is the significance of that name, I wonder?
I don't know.
A thin layer of mist covers the surface of the water. Faint, golden light shimmers on its surface. The morning air is a little cold, but very refreshing. Today's weather is the perfect...
by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. The others, I mean, I don't know if you want to keep going, but... they're still out there playing, Wash and the others are still out there playing a game, so...
Okay, alright.
Today's weather is the perfect weather for us to set off on our trip. Why is it taking so long?
The river is crowded today due to the good weather, and since we disguise as merchants, we're in no position to hurry the other boats.
Just make sure to speed the boat up once we pass the Shu River.
Zhao Lao village where the miracle doctor is staying is by the river. Yesterday I sent him word of our departure. He'll be waiting for us in the village.
I turn to look at Xiaojiang. She seems withered and dry. Her complexion is darkened a lot, a result of her inability to eat and drink. Even Zheng Dang could do nothing about it. If it weren't for the jadefish amulet that I carry everywhere with me, you might not be able to hold out for another day. The most ominous thing is that she is still clutching that dagger with monstrous strength.
Zishi's medical knowledge, his methods are peerless. The princess is in no danger.
Zishi, do you know anything? It's hard.
Yeah.
It's sort of a Z, I think, like a Zishi.
Zishi.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend to know at all. You know, it's not like I've ever studied
Yeah,
language.
me neither.
I'm just doing my best to go with it.
Same. Because he lives in the western banks with the surname Shi. The locals there call him Yishi. Other than that, I have no clue about his background. He does not leave Shi Lao's village, nor does he let the other villagers talk about him to outsiders.
Oh, here's my prediction. Zishi is the friend that we thought died, and is the one that gave her the jadefish amulet. Yi Guang, I think that is my prediction.
Okay.
So that's how it is. Hello? How you doing, Ja? Jabir? B13. Nice. Gasp New World? Yes, basically. Yeah. Well, I see you coming from, sorry, I've just, this is, I'm testing out, multi-streaming for the first time on Twitch and to YouTube. So, welcome. Me and my good friend Krista here are just checking out, otome games, basically. Every Saturday, we make progress through an otome game until we finish it. This one we managed to get on a... Oh, I don't remember pressing that. This one we managed to get on a recent sale for very cheap. Pretty good deal. I think it was like, what, $5-10 maybe? Yeah. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. So that's how it is.
I had suspected that he is a descendant of the Shi family. I'm sure you know that the people in the Shi clan were the most powerful mages in all Ni and Yu, and that's a magical battle that happened a few years ago, resulted in the death of the entire clan.
Right. And this is another evidence that the doctor that we're gonna go try find is actually Fuchai's childhood friend. Because he suspects that he's a descendant of Shi. Well, the childhood friend was a descendant from the Shi clan.
Yeah.
We know about that, but we are unaware of any survivors.
Although it is but my own speculation, it is also the reason why I'm daring to take a gamble and recommend him to your majesty. Since you are busy every day with that sickly complexion, we should have you take a look at her, you as well, since we fear no village. You?
Good work, King of Yue.
Honor is mine.
A silence settles over the cabin. Cheng Feng crosses his arms and stares at Gao Jian. This makes Gao Jian uncomfortable, so I... say something to ease the tension. And probably make things more awkward, but whatever. Chen Feng, I'm a little tired.
I'll go and prepare your bed, my liege. Please be careful.
Chen Feng shoots Gao Jian an icy look. Not only does he not give Gao Jian the respect one should show a king, but he doesn't even attempt to hide his enmity for him one bit. Gao Jian can only pretend that he didn't notice and awkwardly looks away. Please pardon Chen Feng's rude behavior.
Please don't mention it. At least he isn't Prime Minister Wu. My nerves can only take so much.
In the past, I would have burst out laughing at his antics. But now, I can't even crack a smile. Gao Jian realizes how rude he was and quickly tries. You know that we are not angry.
But I'm afraid that you become angry. Afraid.
What a useful word. Considering how the armies of Ni nearly obliterated the kingdom of Yue, and the life of the king is now in my hands, he should be afraid. Since it has come to this, what else can be said of our friendship? I wave my hand at Gao Jian in a gesture to have him return to what he was doing. I step out of Xiao Zhang's cabin, for a breather on the bow of the ship. Although my jade fish is protecting me from the effects of the curse, my chest still feels uncomfortable from the negative air around the princess. I hesitate, just before stepping onto the deck. Oh! Gao Jian is sitting there on the bow. He looks out into the distance where the water flows. His lonely figure stands out from the busy scene of boats coming and going around us. I swallow the words that I am about to say. Ever since he begged me for mercy, he has stopped being Ju. Like a beautiful and fragile piece of glass, once it shatters, it can never be glued back to how it once looked.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get my dinner.
Okie dokie. Oh my gosh, you haven't eaten. Go grab your dinner. Oh my gosh. Jeez, girl. Go eat. She put her dinner on a while ago. The poor thing. It's seriously, it's legitimately because she's joining me on stream that she's eating so late. It's 10 o'clock for us, 10 p.m. Over here in New Zealand. And she's only just now having her dinner. Oh, props to her, seriously. This one's... Oh, there's something... The experience reading this one feels different towards the other. And I mean, it should do. Obviously, each visual novel is different from another. But it's just... I find myself sort of just going along with the flow when reading the story rather than getting invested in it. And I don't know why that is. Like, we've only played on the stream 2 other otome games so far. The first was A Date with Death, and that was really great. We loved the dialogue in that. It was really fun to read. Loved their interactions. And it did have a little bit of intrigue to it as well. And then the second one, that was a story that had us gripped, and we loved the writing and the language in it, and so it was really enjoyable to read. And the art, again, was beautiful. It was different to this. The art in Under the Thorns, it was very much like watercolor paintings. Whereas the art on this, My Vow to My Liege, is a lot more clean and clear. Not either of those things is a bad thing. They're both beautiful, but in different ways. But yeah, I think reading this, and I'm going to put it down to translation. I feel like reading this is a lot harder than the previous games that we've read. Again, that would be A Date with Death and Under the Thorns. Oh, but you know, like I'm gonna give this time. You know, like we weren't invested the first session that we played the game, and then I think it was by usually by the third, we're like, oh my gosh, yes, we're really enjoying this. So I'm anticipating that a similar thing should happen this time. It doesn't really help that I'm very aware, I think as well, that my voice is sounding really tired, because it is. My voice is even at the start of the stream, my voice was kind of croaky and sore and hoarse, and I'm very aware of that, and so I think that also as well might be making it a little less enjoyable this time, but I'm still having fun with it, and I'm still glad that you guys are here. And if you're actually sticking around, well, I am absolutely amazed, because I understand that this absolutely is not everybody's cup of tea. So I am very grateful if you're hanging around listening to me and Krista read this visual novel. Because it is entirely something that me and her are doing just for us. But obviously it's ideal if you guys get at least a little bit of enjoyment out of it as well. So I hope you do. And oh no, I can't do that on Tuesday. I have council meetings on Tuesday. To rethink what day I want to try, a second day of the week that I want to try and stream regularly. I was thinking building up to Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. but I just sort of remembered that once a month on a Tuesday I have council meeting, so that's not really gonna. Oh, it could work. I just have to shift it for that 1 week. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not looking forward to that meeting either. Thankfully, I do have to minute it, but I'm not the person minuting it. I'm essentially just shadowing a little bit and practicing to practice taking minutes. Because oh boy, is that an art form and is that hard. Whew. Especially since this council meeting is the first one of the year and it's gonna take extra long, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Honestly, if we didn't put any timings on it, we could easily be looking at 3 hours. But we have put timings on it, so we're hoping to keep it to the usual 2 hours. My cat is looking at the window. I think he wants to jump out of it, but he's not allowed. Last time this little motherfucker jumped out the window, again, talking about my cat, he disappeared for several days. Because he had never been outside before, and he was too dumb and scared to be able to find his way back home. Like to come inside, to go to the door and come inside, because we left it open. We left the sliding door open all the time, pretty much, that we could. Obviously, we couldn't leave it open when we went to work. But me and my partner left it open the entire time that we were home, and he wouldn't come inside until it was basically, like, in the middle of the night. So he had us worried out of our little minds until, for several days, until we saw him on the feeder camera, because we got ourselves a automatic feeder and it happened to have a camera on it, which actually turned out very useful because we were able to see when he was coming inside at night, and we turned on notifications. But the little bastard would get spooked every time we went to open the hallway door so that we could go and shut the sliding door so that he wouldn't get back outside. Every time we did that, he would get spooked, and what would he do? He wouldn't run further into the house. No, he would run straight back outside. And it's like, you are such a dumb little shithead. Such a dumb little kitty cat, but so cute though. Hey! He's tapping my hand. I'm patting him, and he is tapping my hand because he's perched on the window. I think he's telling me not to. Are you telling me not to? Well, too bad. You get pats. He's trying to play with it. I wish I could show you guys. I remember there was a very brief time when we had our very old cat. He was 18 years old, called Bear, and he consistently slept in a box with a blanket in it here in the study where me and Wash have our computers set up. And while we had sweet old Bear while he was alive and would sit and sleep in the box consistently, there was a very short time where we would be able to, where we had a cat cam set up. So that on stream, it would, in a little corner, it would show him sleeping in his box. It was so cute. But unfortunately, Dingus A and Dingus B, the nicknames for the two cats that we currently have, neither of them sleep in the box, unfortunately. Also doesn't help that now Wash tends to put a bunch of stuff in it and not clean it up. Oh. What are you doing, silly cat? Bring his claws out. No. I hope Krista gets back soon. There's only so much talking to myself that I can do. It really is. Meanwhile, I'm just entertaining myself by messing with my cat a little bit. Will you stop that? I don't want you to ruin the curtain. Thank you. No. I'm gonna get kicked out of the room in a minute. Silly cat. How you guys been finding this game so far? Again, it's only the first session, but it is interesting to see. Yeah. Again, some of it is a little... Hello.
You can talk as long as you like and people won't be bored.
No.